It's a lot more agile. There's no stiffness in the curriculum because we do ensure that the students hit the road running.
They do not understand consumer behavior as good as the people at MICA do.
A large percentage of faculty who come and teach these students are also from the industry.
Unlearn and then create your own identity. Your mindset should have its own identity in itself.
We do have a diverse community who comes in. There's a dentist who comes in, there's an MBBS kid who comes in, an engineer, arts, science, pharmacy student.
The culture resonates so much with the surrounding at MICA. So there is Anand Bhai who holds the canteen over there. He will tell you which business case study is going on right now. It is in the air, that competitive team spirit.
It's entrepreneurial initiatives where students opt to work with the professors and whoever are the invitees to try their hands on any entrepreneurial journey that they wish to kind of continue with.
Competitive team spirit is what defines MICA for me.
Hello everybody. For those aiming for careers in marketing, advertising, communication or PR, MICA stands out as one of the aspirational institutes in India. Founded in 1991 by A.G. Krishnamurthy of Mudra Communications, MICA is known for nurturing leadership in strategic marketing and communication. With a strong record of placements and competitive starting salaries, MICA has become a top choice for budding professionals. And so today, let us explore what value addition should students look forward to when they join institutions like MICA. And to discuss this, we're joined virtually by Anita Basalingappa, the Professor of Marketing at MICA. She has over 2 decades of teaching experience here. And joining me here is Karn Upadhyaya, who is a MICA graduate. He has gained valuable experience working with top companies like TikTok, Swiggy and Infosys. Welcome Anita and Karn, and with that, let's start.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Looking forward to an enticing conversation.
Lovely to be joining you all today.
So let's start with you, Anita. How has MICA's curriculum evolved to stay relevant in today's evolving marketing landscape?
The way in which MICA's curriculum evolves is in a very different fashion, because we were born out of an ad agency decades ago, right? And we do a zero-based review periodically, and that could be every year or twice a year, zero-based review. But we also do an incremental review by ensuring that there's continuity at every point. Now, when I say zero-based review, we ensure that we think of what's new that is happening. What has changed and what is it that we have to bring into the curriculum so that the students are trained, learn stuff so that they can go well equipped after the 2 years from MICA. So basically, when it comes to curriculum, it's a lot more agile. There's no stiffness in the curriculum because we do ensure that the students hit the road running.
But tell me a few things which got added in the last financial year.
We've added quite a number of modules in subjects. Okay, some of the aspects which are in the digital area are cutting edge and new, which have been added. We have added immersions, because immersive learning is something which is extremely crucial for the students, right? So there are a couple of immersions that we have. The new things are say My Impact project, where students pick up a social cause project in urban area and actually work out through the details to help the company. So this is also fairly new. Of course, a lot of incremental changes have happened here as well.
And coming to you, Karn, what aspect of what you learned at MICA has really helped you in your professional journey?
I believe it is the only school in India or abroad which only specializes in marketing. It's only a B school for marketing. If there is one thing that I would like to highlight, it would be the consumer behavior analysis that
Okay.
we basically. I believe in all the competitions and everywhere I have gone and tried to have this conversation with different scholars from different colleges. There is one thing which is being common. They do not understand consumer behavior as good as the people at MICA do. Reason being, we were told to create consumer benefit ladder for companies like Google or the companies like Asian Paint as well, right? So it is on the lines of Thanda matlab Coca-Cola will be taught as why it was important for Coca-Cola to come out in India and resonate their word. Their word should signify Thanda, because the tier 2, tier 3 people will understand only that. They will not understand what is Coca-Cola, what is Pepsi, or what is what.
Got it.
But when it is Thanda matlab Coca-Cola, it makes more sense. So this consumer behavior, understanding your consumer and trying to do the things based on that I believe was the biggest difference.
Right.
And why I basically went out and did my graduation with MICA.
And Anita, how are you preparing students for the real world, real life challenges that will come their way?
MICA is a place where we have ensured that a large percentage of faculty who come and teach these students are also from the industry. So what happens is people who are working in the industry do bring in live projects and give us exactly what's happening in the industry, and the marrying of concepts, theory with real-time projects and real-time marketing, branding, advertising that is happening is what is discussed. So that's the one strong way in which we ensure that they are real-time in terms of being able to grasp what's happening in the industry.
So you spoke of industry people coming to speak to students. Typically, let's say in a year, how many such industry professionals would be visiting MICA?
In the first year, at least about 10% of the sessions at the least will be done by people from the industry. 10% of the sessions in the first year. In the second year, maybe about 40% of the sessions now, because earlier it was 70% of the sessions used to be done by industry professionals.
And what about having a global perspective? I mean, how are you gearing up students on this front?
Of course, we do have some people who are working across the globe as well who come and talk to the students. Like, for instance, I remember there's a course on decoding consumers, categories and brands. Every year there are two faculty who are incidentally MICAns. One comes from Japan and the other comes from Singapore and does the sessions. Okay, this is just one example. But in terms of content, of course, the kind of references that are there in the subjects for the students to read and consume are not just restricted to a part of the India or a part of the globe. So the content is global.
So again, to put a number, how many global guests do you on an average have in a year?
We have, see, if you look at formally what is there at MICA, there is a system, a policy where we invite distinguished scholars to MICA, okay, and they're there for 5 or 6 days at MICA, and this is, I think, about 5 to 7 people come to MICA through the year. This is something which is decided in advance and then they are invited. Then we have conferences, seminars and some such kind of occasions where a lot of global community also visits MICA. They are at MICA for a period of 3 days, 4 days, and sometimes we ask them to come a little early, talk to the various programs, students in various programs, so, or they might hang around for a few more days and talk to the participants. So maybe at least about 5 to 7 minimum number of global names would come to MICA to talk to them. I might be wrong because it could be much higher.
And any experience you remember of hearing a global professional?
Yes, ma'am. So Siddharth Deshmukh, he is currently at University of Southampton, I believe. There was one incident with Siddharth Deshmukh sir. He came in and he introduced us to the hooked principle. which was so in that hook principle, it is mostly about the variable reward, like how we see notification every day, because there is always that urge that things are going to be different. There is always that urge when a particular person is opening an Instagram. Even if you are posting a photo, you do not know whether you're going to get 5 like, 500, 5,000. So you keep on posting, and that makes you go over there and do it again and again. So I believe he taught one of those. I implemented one of those during my Swiggy times as well, creating one of the games and trying to see how people get hooked up when a particular sort of a game is over there.
I'm sure there'll be many students who catch the entrepreneur bug, but is there anything in particular that MICA may be doing also to fuel this?
Since a very long time, we've had an incubation center at MICA, which was also funded by DST years ago. And now I think we've also had a year-long project called as entrepreneurial initiatives, where students opt to work with the professors and whoever are the invitees to kind of handhold them to try their hands on any entrepreneurial journey that they wish to kind of continue with. And if at all they feel, okay, now I don't want a job, I want to go my way because this is doing well, and some students would go that path as well. There are a few of them who have done that. So there is a lot of encouragement for students to start something on their own and see how it can be taken forward as they move out of the 2 years at MICA.
What about students building their personal brand? Is there something that MICA does to help them on that front?
I think there's this guy called Harsh Pamnani who writes quite a lot of books on branding. He also comes in and does some sessions on personal branding. So apart from Harsh, I think there are enough number of faculty at MICA who do encourage students to invest themselves, invest in personal branding, because that's something which is crucial especially in today's times. Starting from how do you ensure that you present yourself on LinkedIn and various social media handles and kind of stuff, because they learn this alongside the digital marketing skills that are being taught.
Typically, I would imagine that the young students, the generation today has so much of information just a fingertip away, from social media. But do you still find them coming to you, and for what? What do they come to the professors for?
For two things, people would come in and still look up to people with experience. One is, of course, dealing with other people or dealing with a situation where experience matters quite a lot. Decision making also requires experience. That is one. Second, when there is information overkill, there's too much to look up to. Based on your experience, what do you think works, and how can we deal with this maze? In such situations, I do find students approaching some of us.
So Karn, when have you reached out, and to whom have you reached out?
I had one conversation with Rajneesh sir, ma'am, and he used to teach us consumer behavior. So he used to listen to us first a lot. So he let me vent out for some 5-10 minutes, and then he comes out and he says, see, there are two ways in which you tackle an interview. You go out over there as a tiger and you say that I can do this, that, I can do everything. The problem with that is, the people that you are talking to at that point, they might not be very comfortable when you are doing that. But when you go out there as a chameleon and you say that, okay, I can mold myself to this, I can mold myself to this, and I will try to mold myself to this. That is when the things work out. I remember when I was doing one Swiggy campaign, ma'am, which we discussed offline as well, that on the map we put a dragon in for House of Dragon. I remember when I did it all and everyone in my team was saying that, okay, this is going to work. I know they are going to say it is going to work because the idea was discussed and everything. I called him a night before taking it live, and I asked him that, okay, is this really good, or is this really good only in my head? So yeah, that guidance is of paramount importance for me, and especially when my name is Karn and his name is Rajneesh Krishna. So yeah, he's a Krishna to Karn in this age. Yeah.
But just on the molding bit, sometimes the person who's on the other side, if you say I'm ready to mold myself on everything, we'll take it with a pinch of salt. Anita, each place has its own unique culture. What would you say is the culture at MICA, and how do students gain from that?
I think yes, this is again one of the USPs of MICA, unique selling propositions of MICA, the culture. The campus is dominated by the students because they are the ones who live on the campus. The others don't live on the campus. It's residential for the students, and yes, the director stays on the campus. That's it. So they've created a kind of a bonding amongst themselves that they live, eat, learn, play, everything amongst themselves, right? So it's a very strong bonding.
Anything you remember with great fondness about the culture in particular, or anything else from MICA?
Competitive team spirit is what defines MICA for me. There will be so there is an Urja Fest which is going on, or say Diwali, Holi, any festival. Everyone over there will celebrate together. But right after that, you will see them break out in teams. Suppose there is a Nestle case study which has been announced, the business case study. Everyone will be in groups talking about that, okay, what we are going to do differently, how we are going to do differently. The culture resonates so much with the surrounding at MICA. So there is Anand Bhai who holds the canteen over there. I'm very sure, ma'am, if you will go out to him and if you will speak to him, he will tell you which business case study is going on right now. So yeah, it is in the air, that competitive team spirit.
Right. Anita, share an example of maybe somebody who came to MICA, was not very sure of what to expect, and then over time you found how the person settled down and actually rose to great heights. So that there is a learning, because there could be many people who actually, when you're applying for courses, you're not very sure, but then how MICA actually helped them find their purpose.
Broadly remember students, because we are all there for admissions as well, right? We listen to them as to why they want to join MICA. And the first year, of course, whatever happens, they come in and they don't have any choice. They kind of do the courses. The second year is when they have to choose what they want to do. So you do see a kind of drastic shift from what they told when they were on the interview panel, being interviewed. And second year, they will say, no, this is something which kind of changed my worldview, and I didn't know there is a field like this, and there's an opportunity for me to get into such kind of a unique niche area, because we are a kind of super specializations in marketing are being offered, right?
Let's move on to the next segment of our discussion, where I have some questions and I'm looking for your quick response to each of them. What is that skill you look for in students when you are considering whether to take them on in MICA or not?
A spark. There's a spark on that kid's face, whether innovation, creativity, but there's a spark and we can identify the spark.
But what would you put as a trait that for those who are aspiring to join MICA should have?
I'll not just tell one, but confidence, perseverance, innovativeness. I think these are crucial for them.
What would you put as a trait?
Ma'am, confidence on your creativity. Because there are a lot of people who are creative, but if you are confident about what you are going to create, that is what is needed to excel at MICA.
Which subject do you typically see or field do you see students who get admitted into MICA are coming from?
We do have a diverse community who comes in. There's a dentist who comes in, there's an MBBS kid who comes in, an engineer, arts, science, pharmacy student, varied background. Our classrooms are really, really diverse and very interesting spaces, that's why. And it is designed that way.
Yeah, ma'am, perhaps the only B school campus with least amount of engineers.
Okay,
I was lucky
interesting.
to be one of them. But
Interesting, interesting. One advice you give students when they join MICA?
Invest yourself in the classroom, outside the classroom, both. Because if somebody is just wanting to sit with the books, that doesn't help. Only outside doesn't help. But invest in yourself is what I would say, because it's a lot broader. People could just do things without really investing in themselves. So that's something which I would say.
You've gone through the 2 years. Now, out of your experience, what would be that advice you'll give to aspiring students?
ma'am, B school competitions are a part of your curriculum. It is a part of your culture. Those are the bread and butter for your next 2 years.
But somebody who's going to join, let's say somebody's gotten, then what will be your advice?
Ma'am, same. Just focus on competitions. Focus on case studies. Does not matter you win, you lose. Keep trying, keep trying.
Got it. Got it. No,
That
that's
is
interesting advice.
That is the biggest lesson.
Yeah, that's interesting advice. What percentage of students joining are women?
50-50. It has been equal actually. We've never, and this is not by design. It's very clear that admissions happen and we look at the results. There is 50% girls, 50% boys, plus minus 1 or 2% could happen. This is since inception, since 1994.
What is, and let me put this to you, what is, Karan, a hump that students face when they start the course, you know, which they may overcome later, but typically...
The biggest problem over there, a lot of people see it as, okay, I am going over there, marketing has only one part and that is advertising. And I am going to do that. But marketing has a lot of things. Ma'am used to teach us market simulator that was there. How a minimum viable product you need to create, how that is going to work and everything. Some people are not very much open to that space, especially people who focus too much towards going for a general MBA would not find it very comfortable going over there.
So what is your suggestion on overcoming the hump?
Unlearn that first, but do not unlearn everything. Unlearn and then create your own identity. Your mindset should have its own identity in itself.
What is the hump that, Anita, you see?
Yeah, I think it kind of varies, but typically I do see them finding it a little difficult to kind of grapple with the schedule, because that schedule is really, really packed. But over a period of time, they manage that. That is one. Two, in the beginning when they come in, I don't think they'll be very comfortable with the heat at MICA. I must say this, the weather at MICA. But over a period of time, they know how to manage that. So when I'm saying this, there's a purpose, because management of oneself is something which is crucial for them to kind of be able to absorb all the goods that are there around them, right? So self-management is what they learn very well at MICA the first few days. So you'll see them transform themselves into a MICAN, new person coming into MICA, and just a few weeks, one term over, we know this person is almost a MICAN now. So that's the self-management is something which is also what they learn, and that's a hump that they kind of cross over.
Which area do you find most of the students or the bulk of the students moving to after they graduate?
So over a period of time, students have been getting into marketing, branding, some sales related jobs, customer relationship management, tech areas. But broadly, there is all these areas wherever they are working, it's laced with marketing, branding, advertising. Our courses have a lot of in-depth learning from their the core subjects. Like for instance, we have a communication area which does bring in a lot of learning from the social sciences. So those learnings actually help understand brands better, understand people better, understand the market space better.
You concur with that?
Yes, ma'am. Now, in the new age, it would be more about ad optimization as well. Ad optimization of Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think MICANs are very sharp in doing that. the new age advertising, as we call it. So yeah, it's more about ad optimization and branding.
One word that would describe a MICA student.
I don't think there is one word to describe a MICA. And I have thought a lot about it. But yeah, I don't think there is one.
Okay, 2 words. Think about it. Let's go to Anita.
Yeah.
Anita.
Then I think he will say innovation and creativity, because these people kind of literally are almost in these 2 words, their life exists around the 2 years.
I mean, it's about the mix of left and right brain that you get over there.
One book you advise your students to read.
In fact, the other day, I just picked up this book titled Another India, written by Chandan Gowda. I started reading this book, and suddenly I felt it is something similar to, the formatting of the book was something similar to what Santosh Desai had written long time back, which I really love. Mother Pious Lady is the title, but each chapter actually dissects maybe Hindi news, English news, Amitabh Bachchan, and the speed breaks on the road. Every single thing is a chapter, okay? And it does so well. It essentially tries and understands behavior, how people behave, like vacations, how do we actually spend our vacations and kind of stuff. All that is there in the book. So similar to that, this book called Another India talks about mythology, talks about things that we never knew that was happening in probably corners of the world. Essentially, he talks a lot about Karnataka. Instead of looking at standard marketing books, which all of us read, How Brands Grow by Brand Sharp is something which everybody does read in MICA, I think. But these books, which sometimes we don't get to read, and some of us who get a chance to kind of read them, I feel we should share it so that the others do read.
We should probably check in Kunzum if it is over there. If not, ask Ajay to keep it over here. But one book that you really valued reading.
Ma'am, I will also not go with the conventional How Brands Grow or something. For me, I believe it's, and I read it at MICA only, My Gita by Devdutt Patnaik. Because no brand bigger than the God itself.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Anita, Karn, for joining the discussion today. It's been a pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was a pleasure attending this, and hope we will meet again.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you. And my person in the interview has been Karan. Thank you, Karan, for everything. And Nandini, a big thanks to you for inviting us on this discussion and interaction. It was lovely.
For all young professionals raring to go in the field of marketing, communication, advertising or PR, I hope you have now got a sense of what institutions like MICA can offer. Right from industry experts sharing practical knowledge to a supportive environment for your growth, maybe even entrepreneurial pursuits. Basically, it prepares you for the future. And for us who have been in this field for a long time, what we get is the enthusiasm and fresh perspectives of these young professionals. And so, before I conclude, I urge all of us in our fraternity to engage with marketing and communication institutes to support and empower our future leaders. Here's wishing them all the best, and thanks for watching.